Everybody want to be a bodybuilder. Nobody want to lift no heavy ass weights. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Nobody wants to work hard or put any effort towards it. Everybody want a good social status, and they don't even try. Like, let me tell you something. Extreme results require 9 times out of 10 require extreme actions. Now, yes, sometimes things might fall in your lap. Who knows? 1 in a billion chance you might find a big bag of money. Who knows? 1 in a billion chance you might post one video and go viral. Who knows? 1 in a billion chance you might buy a lottery ticket and hit the jackpot. Who knows? But guess what? When it comes to fitness and weight loss, it does not work like that. Even if you do take the little bit of shortcuts that's out there, it's not gonna stay. It's not gonna stick. All right. It takes extreme action. All right. For people who are trying to get shredded and get a six pack for the first time, their extreme action is kind of opposite than my extreme action. I've been on YouTube for about 5 years, right? And on YouTube, I probably got ripped, I would say 7 to 10 times on YouTube, right? In real life, off of YouTube, including that, because that is my real life. So including that, I probably got ripped close to 20 times. A lot of people are probably asking, if your diet and your workout is so good, why you have to keep getting ripped? Because the extreme action that I have to take to get the results that I'm trying to get, let me tell you what the results I'm trying to get first before I say that. I'm trying to build as much muscle naturally as I possibly can, and I'm trying to get as strong as I possibly can naturally. How much more muscle can I actually put on after a decade of lifting? Probably not that much more. All right, naturally. All right, so I'm not going to take the extreme action to get the results that I want, as in taking gear and going unnatural and doing roids and stuff. No, I'm not going to do that. Strength wise, I do believe I could get way stronger, because lifting heavy weights is not just how strong you are, it's not just how big you are. Those are factors, but it's also a skill and willpower and the will to act. All right. So the extreme action that I have to take to get to my goal is to get unripped. You know what I'm saying? To eat a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Not to get fat. See, I still got a flat stomach, but I gained like 10 pounds, a little over 10, give or take 10 pounds since my last diet. And it's very easy for me to get ripped. So getting ripped I don't even have to take extreme action to get ripped. I just got to decide when I want to get ripped, what date do I want to be ripped, and how long am I going to take to do that, and just do it. It's clockwork to me. I've done it so many times. You see what I'm saying? So, but as a person who's trying to do it the first time, you're going to have to take extreme action. And what I mean by extreme action is when you go to the gym, no chatty patty. You can socialize a little bit, but there has to be a ratio. You got people who talk and people who work. You don't have to be a person that does nothing but work, but if you're a person that does nothing but talk, you're not going to get the results. So you have to come over here a little bit. It can be a 50-50 and still get some results, but to get extreme results, that's not going to cut it. You get out what you put in. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with weight loss. If I'm sometimes on a diet, if I'm not consistent, if I just, don't count my calories and don't care about nothing, guess what? I'm not going to get it because I'm not taking that extreme action to get there. And I do not mean cut all your calories out. I do not mean starve yourself, nothing like that. But the extreme action I tell a beginner to do, and I made a billion videos that you can study, is study. Learn. Listen to the person that you see right in front of your face, who you seen right in front of your face do this a million times. Now, if your goal isn't like mine, you want to get as strong and big as you possibly can naturally, then you don't have to gain any of the weight back. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you get as shredded as I get, then I would recommend gaining 5 or 10 pounds back, at least 5 pounds back. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not healthy to stay single-digit body fat percentage year-round for 99.9% of people in this world. All right? Yeah, you got outliers of everything. You know what I'm saying? There's an exception to almost every rule in the world. All right? Besides something like what goes up must come down. There's gravity. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, ain't too many things that there's not exceptions to the rule. All right? So what I'm saying is extreme results take extreme actions. And I tell people all the time, the first thing you need to do is study. And not just study what to do, also study what you already been doing. So you can find out what you're doing wrong. Also study what you've already been doing, because whatever isn't measured cannot be managed. So how am I going to accurately change what I'm doing if I don't even know what I'm doing? I always tell people, before you cut your calories at all, before you even cut one thing out of your diet, find out how much you already been eating. That way you can make a more calculated, still a guess, it's still a ballpark number, but it's like you can make a more calculated move. Way more, you'll be way closer to where you need to be than if you just start cutting calories. Because the average person, when they start cutting calories, they eating whatever they want, and then they go way down here. No, you want to be somewhere in the middle. You want to be lower than what you've been eating, but you don't want to be way down here, because now you're starving. You ain't going to do that for long, and then you're going to binge later. Happens every time, and people be saying it don't. And then they blame whoever they got advice from, or they blame the diet, or they blame everything except the fact that they didn't count their calories. Oh, I tried everything. Did you count your calories? Yeah. Did you know how many calories you needed? No. Well, then you didn't do it right. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But my extreme action requires me to bulk slightly. I'm not going to gain pretty much any more weight than this. Maybe at the most 5 pounds. Maybe not even that. And maintain that and use that extra energy. Mass moves mass. So I got a little bit bigger. I can push more weight. I eat a little bit more calories. I got more energy in the gym. I'm a beast in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So mass moves mass, calories are energy. And my experience, I'm working on things that I've been neglecting. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm bringing my bench press back series. All right, the heaviest I've ever benched on camera, I know it was mid threes. I don't remember, but I know I was strong enough. I was doing 365 at a time for 1 rep max. Bringing that back. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care whatever, but I want to do it at a lighter body weight than I did before. My deadlift, I could go in the gym right now today, kind of sore, kind of hurting, tired from work and all that. So I go when I'm not sore or hurting any day. And I could probably still do it now, but it probably wouldn't be a good idea. And deadlift mid 500 pounds, 535 or something like that. I could go in there right now, 545. I go in there right now and do that. Squat, not so much because I ain't been doing it so long. It's so much. I got to bring that back. But for me to bring my squat and my bench press back to where it used to be, I have to be die-hard serious. I have to take extreme action. I have to not listen to people that say, oh, it ain't that serious. I would never get there like that. I didn't get there in the first place like that. It takes extreme action. You can't just be sitting on your hands. But you do need to take baby steps, baby reps, and work your way up there. Don't just get motivated real fast and I can do it, I believe it on, and go and lift some weight that you know you shouldn't be lifting. Guess what's going to happen? I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Injuries. Injuries in the gym are real. And a lot of people say, oh, if you get injured, then that just means you can't work out for a while. It's cool. When you injure yourself, man, guess what? When you leave the gym, you're not just injured in the gym, you're injured in real life. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Don't take that extreme of action. That ain't what I was saying. Shortcuts lead to deep cuts, all right? So, at the end of the day, if you can't make gains in a hospital. You can't make gains if you ain't been working out. You got hurt. But you're